Good day, everyone. Right now, I'm in the capital of one of the Central Asian countries, Kyrgyzstan, and this is Bishkek. Just having a stroll in the city center. Everything around here looks quite, I would say, not chaotic, but rather calm and pretty in a Soviet style, which makes sense because basically the town itself was built only in the period of the Soviet Union. Before that, there was a small settlement founded by Imperial Russian Tsarists, and it was like kind of fortress over here. But these were the immigrants from the Russian Empire in the second part of the 19th century who actually founded somewhat town here, and they actually laid down the whole system of the city, like the road system, and it was the base for the future Soviet project. The town called Frunze, called in the name of one of the Soviet Unions, of the Soviet revolutionists. Before that it was called Bishkek, or Bishkek, and probably that's why through the linguistic changes it's now called Bishkek. But according to one of the legends, Bishkek, the name Bishkek comes from the small tool that is used to mix the milk to make somewhat local sour milk, fermented milk called kumis. So this is a tool to mix it up. But, well, to my liking, the idea of analogical transformations from Bishkek to Bishkek is more trustworthy. What you can see here is an example of a Soviet modernist architecture, and this building is huge. Actually, it's the local parliament called Kenesh. So this is the place where the most laws get passed on. And well, it looks quite typical for the Soviet period. Well, I would say it's pretty impressive. Another side of Bishkek that I like more, actually, is the amount of the wall graffiti, wall paintings throughout the city. I guess you have already seen another one, which I made the introduction video before, but I guess they just keep getting better and better. Да.
Когда вот там с Гитлером вась-вась, американцы с британцами в Северной Африке уже воевали с Роммелем. Да? Ты же знаешь, да?
Да.
Северная Африка, Роммель такая. Дивизия была немецкая.
Я только про Муссолини знаю в Африке.
Нет, в Северной Африке немцы там, они же итальянцы помогали. Перебросили корпус, африканский корпус, там Роммель. Ты же выдающийся личность, он же там участник заговора тоже. И вот потом как. Прочитай в Ютубе про Роммеля. И вот они воевали уже, потом говорят, там, мы победили, там. Так же нельзя говорить, американцы тоже воевали, французы.
Ну, французы мало воевали, но американцы, да, американцы, да.
Американцы, британцы, они же воевали.
Все воевали, да.
Французское сопротивление было.
Американцы с японцами воевали.
Ты что-то заканчивал?
Я МГИМО заканчивал.
Нифига себе, ты серьезно?
Да.
А на кого?
На юриста учился.
А вы римское право изучали?
Да.
Вене видеться.
Пришел и видел,
победил.
Ну там чуть другие мы вещи.
Вообще, любимый какой-нибудь лидер в истории человечества. У меня Наполеон. Вот я его уважаю.
Это я про это не думал, знаете.
Ну, знаешь, я тебе сейчас объясню почему. Это не просто мои это сейчас объясню. Наполеон говорил, дай человеку власть, и ты узнаешь, что он на самом деле. Это Наполеон говорил. Он, наверное, имел в виду, знаешь, с хорошей и с плохой стороны, да? Он же говорил, давайте вяжемся, драка, а там видно. А знаешь, почему он на Россию попер?
Ну я как это...
Вот эти рашисты же говорят, он напал там, убивал. Потому что вот Александр Первый, царь тогдашний, вот этот, который своего отца убил, Павла Первого, он сам не убивал, там его опричники убили. Ну, знаешь, да? По чекалдану ему дали табакерку, потом шелковым порошком задушили. Он же дразнил Наполеона. Наполеон вообще хотел везде мира хотел, рабство хотел убрать. Вот и он попер на Россию, говорит, на их территории я бой дам, короче. А русские ни одной битвы.
So right behind me you can see the ramparts. This is, I would say, like the central square in Bishkek. Right behind the honor guards there is a National Historical Museum of Kyrgyzstan in Bishkek. So this is the flag of Kyrgyzstan. Right behind me there is a prominent and fundamental figure for the Kyrgyz identity and Kyrgyz history. This is Manas. Originally, like, I would say it is more of a mythological figure than a real one, but most probably it existed in some form. Most probably he existed in some form. And what's special about it is that in Kyrgyz culture there is an epic poem called Manas, which is the longest epic poem in the world. It contains 500,000 poetic lines, which is more than Homer, Iliad and Odyssey combined, actually. And historically it has existed only in an oral form. And it was passed by from generations to generation in an oral form. And what's more exciting is that only some distinguished people has the right to recite it. They called Manas Chi, and ability to recite the epic poem Manas is believed to be passed on from the spirits of the ancestors. So it's actually the same thing as becoming shaman. So you don't choose to be shaman, so you just become one. And the recital of Manas looks like a shamanic ecstasy, shamanic ritual. Because the Manas Chi, the people who do it, they enter the state of ecstasy. And it's not like the poetic evenings, but it's more of like a ritual of recital of the Manas. And these people are very respected here. So you can see quite a lot of the mentions of Manas in the names of the streets, in the names of the buildings, of some restaurants. And yeah, this is something you get to know. And yeah, moreover, it is, just to mention, it's considered by UNESCO, it's considered the intangible heritage of the humanity. So this is a very important thing for Kyrgyzstan. Moreover, so this is the central square. You can see some department store behind me, and the people getting ready for the new year. So the new year is the most important holiday here. I mean, comparing to Christmas, because Christmas is not really a thing here. Of course, there are some Russian Orthodox living here, but nationwide, same as in Russia, nationwide New Year is celebrated far more intensively. So, same works for Kyrgyzstan. Just to get a better look of the Manas. Here is how he looks like actually. Well, it's a quiet Sunday in the streets of Bishkek. People are just getting around, walking, talk to each other. This is the alley of the Kyrgyz writers and poets. To be honest, I don't really know him. So right now I'm at the biggest market in the Central Asia, where according to the estimations up to 150,000 people are employed or like work or trade. Initially the market emerged in the beginning of the 1990s, and its main purpose is to serve as a first point where the goods from China come to be subsequently distributed to Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and the Siberian parts of Russia, like Omsk, Novosibirsk. Like, so this is the main trade point in the Central Asia in connection with China. Get inside one of the rows. It is estimated that annual the annual turnover of this market reaches up to $9 billion, which is huge. It has a lot of sections trading different types of goods, clothes, grocery, car-related tools. I think actually everything. It's quite far from the city center. It took me half an hour by taxi to get here. Here's the stand with the traditional Kyrgyz hats. Cat, mышик, кошка. So this is the way to learn the names of the animals in Russian, English and Kyrgyz. Firstly Kyrgyz, then Russian, then English. Here you can see some, I wouldn't say pants, just wear for the knees, made of the camel wool, which is typical for the Central Asian markets. Some socks and pants and blankets sometimes are made of the camel wool, which is considered very warm for the harsh winters. So the market even has its own mosque. And another interesting thing is that the market even has its monthly newspaper published. So it's some kind of a small city which has its own infrastructure and newspaper and mosque, which is pretty interesting, I guess. Here's the section with some food. So here they cook plov in a big place. viewers. Dungan cuisine. Dungan is the Muslim minority living in China, and many of them live in Central Asia as well. But they originate from China, and their native language is actually Chinese dialect. Here's the restaurant where they serve tea and bread for free, which is very, kind of a common thing in Central Asia. There are some national cuisine places and restaurants where if you order some dish, some food, anything, sometimes tea and bread is for free, which is quite convenient and economical. There's also kurt. This is like... Здравствуйте. Можно немножко сниму про курт? Чуть-чуть. Можно я чуть-чуть сниму курт на видео? Можно, да? Спасибо. Просто для себя делаю видео про Кыргызстан. Спасибо. Я из России, но живу в Ташкенте. Да. Это же все курт, да, или нет?
Это глина.
Вот курут, а это глина, да?
Вот курут горный, видишь?
Ага.
Вот это вообще мощный курут, это называется гул.
А мощный почему?
Потому что она чистый молочный курут.
Да?
Нак так называется. Ты в Ташкенте живешь, да?
Да.
Родился в Ташкенте?
Нет, в Москве.
В Москве родился?
Да.
Маша. Вот снимай вот. Вот это называется топрак.
Топрак.
Да, это беременные женщины кушают. Их требует организм.
Ага.
Глина.
Глина, да.
Глина. Вот снимай, вот они с солем есть, без соли есть.
Угу.
Вот крут горный с солем есть, без соли есть.
Без соли, да?
Да. Вот это базилика, видишь?
Да,
Базилик.
базилик знаю.
Вот это перцем вот. Вот это копченый, видишь?
Да.
Это копченый сыром.
Ага.
Вот сыр маленький. Здесь разные есть, видишь?
Ну вот вы советуете, да, за 20, да? Вот это. Да не за 20. Штука 20 сом, да.
Вот это есть.
Ага.
Снимай. Вот абрикосом есть крут,
О,
видел?
абрикосы люблю, я очень люблю эти
Вот
фруктовые,
абрикос.
фруктовые, очень вкусные.
Абрикосов. И еще у нас горячий крут есть, баткенский, снимай. Баткены.
Баткены сыр куруту.
Сыр крут.
А горячий это как? Это...
Горячий крут это. Пил ты?
Это как курутоп?
Не, это да, крутоп, да.
Да?
Ты пил, да? Крутоп?
Я пил курутоп и ел курутоп. Знаете, блюдо таджикское.
Это
Знаете?
таджикский, да.
Там они добавляют курутоп
Крутоп
и патыр,
да.
мясо,
Да.
огурцы,
Лук.
помидор, огурцы. Очень
Да.
вкусно.
И с перцем. Чуть-чуть.
Ну, когда как.
Как любить.
Да.
Пока аппетит.
Так, можно у вас взять сколько? Вы 15 за штучку?
Да.
даете?
15 штук. Сколько тебе?
Давайте 6 я возьму.
Давай.
So this is the kurut made of the cheese, milk, cheese and salt, and it's with the apricot. Там же тоже сыр и молоко есть, или это только абрикос?
Только абрикос.
It's only apricot.
Абрикос.
Угу.
6 штук, да, тебе?
Да, давайте 6. Но у меня только 1000, вы сдача будет у вас?
Не будет, да. Не изумей, зачем? Айшыл, 6 тел алады екен.
Sen biri 100 сом будет.
7 штук возьми, 100 сом будет, говорит. Пойдет? Упал у тебя.
Давайте я возьму.
Сколько?
А можно еще вот это, то, что горные рекомендовали?
Давай.
3 штучки еще.
Давай, ма.
Еще 3 этих горных.
Тебе большой или маленький?
Вот 3 вот маленьких, но большое слишком много. Угу.
6, 90, 110, 130, 150.
Вот мяк только 1000. So guys, I just bought some kurut. It's a special kind of cheese made of milk, salt. It's very typical for Central Asia. You can use it like chewing gum, not chewing gum, but something to chew, or eat it with beer. So So this is the kurut made of cheese, milk, and salt. This is basically cheese, very salty cheese to chew. And this is the clay, mud, salty. Like they say that the pregnant women eat it. Actually, I tried it once. It's not that bad. But yeah, that's an interesting thing to eat. So-called mountain kurt, which is very good. So this is this big. Yeah, it feels very natural, very milky, very salty. So you can actually feel the natural milk in it. Yeah, you can tell it's man-made. I'm not man-made. I mean homemade. Yeah. This is the prayer time on the market. As I said before, you can see mountains from pretty every place. And this is the apricot kurt. So it's made of apricot. Actually, this kind of kurt I only saw in Uzbekistan. So they do this kind of fruit apricot, various types. And actually, I really like it. Let's try it. I would say it's very soft, kind of sweet, a little bit not milky, but I don't know how to describe it, but it's very nice, very good. So this is the first time I see baran. I see the mutton being processed. Not the nicest thing you can see, but yeah, this is the life of the people here. And this is the mosque inside. All the men going. And women as well, but I guess they have a separate room here. They're nearly running for the prayer. I won't get inside because it will be a little bit disrespectful. But yes. Here is this stall, the national kind of clothes with the national patterns. It's pretty interesting. This is the central row of the market. On the left they sell mostly Chinese goods. On the right there are the local ones. Kyrgyz hats as usual. Kalpaktar. Hats in Kyrgyz. Kalpaktar. Okay, here they are. Right now I'm in a traditional Kyrgyz yurt, as you may see. And we have just ordered some traditional Kyrgyz food, which is tea with milk.
Okay.
Tea with milk
Да, tea with
first.
milk, and this you don't need to pronounce,
Sucha
okay?
and
Do not pronounce, please. It's
katama,
okay.
katama, which is it was explained to me that it's something close to this Indian paratha, which I'm not sure about, but I think it's well, it looks tasty.
Yeah,
Anyways, and this is
Kaymak.
kaymak, which is I guess it's something like sour milk. Well, something very the
But it's
closest.
not liquid.
Yes, it's not the same as the sour sour milk, but it's the closest word in English that we can use to describe this fruit.
Like yogurt, yeah?
Yogurt can
Fat
be
yogurt.
Can be yogurt, yeah. Okay, so we should do it with hands.
Да. Let's help you. So you can try.
Ага.
On video.
Рахмат.
Dip in this.
Вкусно.
Вкусно? Don't do that. It's even better.
This thing is very good. Obviously high in calories, but very tasty.
Oh,
It's very good and very good for the cold weather.
let's show this.
And we just got the kurdak, which is the meat with potatoes and onion. Looks very nomadic. Okay, see you. Right now, from the rainy and cloudy Bishkek, we got to another place, just few dozens kilometers from the city, like 30-40 kilometers. There is Ala-Archa National Park, just a little bit up in the mountains, and it's totally different weather here. It's winter, a lot of snow, mountains, fresh air, and a lot of international tourists comparing to Bishkek itself. Well, yeah, I guess it's worse visiting, but I think the weather could be better, as due to the lot of snow. The visibility is not very clear, but still, it's very refreshing and nice here. So this is an interesting point about the snow leopard. Actually, this is the habitat of the animal. Although very rare, it actually lives here, and I was told that maybe if you look at the same point for a very long time, somewhere on the mountain, you can probably see it. It's hardly possible because its fur looks exactly like snow mountain, like it's white and black. So maybe it's somewhere there or there. You never know. Как сказать, Хушкелепсис? Нет. Так, добро пожаловать. Кыргызстанга.
Hoş geldiniz.
Kyrgyzstan'a
Hoş geldiniz.
Сейчас. Kyrgyzstan'a hoş geldiniz.
Yes.